Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Big Will, and I got company today. Once again on the Talk Heavy podcast. My friend Leza Money from Leza Money Financial is here. Listen, we talked earlier in a different podcast about legacy banking, credit repair. Well, not even repair, credit destruction. We talked about that. And we're just destroying credit and how you can get to her services and find out things. Of course, I do term life. I do gold and silver, a couple of different businesses. She does gold and silver. So we know, like I said, we've been friends for a long time. But today we're going to talk about something that she got me into, and it's changed my life weight loss wise, not just the weight loss, because other things have happened. And I showed you guys, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see my skin was terrible. My skin was a wreck. And I had psoriasis for over 30 years. And I'm not joking. I got psoriasis probably not 30, maybe 26, 27 years. I had psoriasis bad. It was in my hair. I mean, it was so bad it cut my. I was bald for 17 years because it was so bad. My scalp, the psoriasis over my body and all, it was terrible. So I would keep my hair bald, all that kind of stuff to hide it. And it was crazy. But I wanted dreadlocks. I got them. And when I got the dread, you could see that it was just caked up, all in here, just caked up. You would see it. And I showed, like I said, you go back in my pictures in my Facebook, you'll see it.
You should pop up a picture.
Yeah, if I can. I'm not a great editor. We got to get an editor for this. Listen, we need an editor for this podcast. Because me, I'm terrible. I can barely put letters at the bottom, descriptions, and I'm working on it, though. I'm getting there.
Exactly.
But yeah, my skin was terrible, and I was up, I lost my leg, and I gained a lot of weight. But even though I was smaller, because before I lost my leg, I was about 245, which is still heavy, but I wasn't, I got all the way up to 365 again. And my skin was terrible. I was overweight. But then we kept talking the whole time for it. She been talking to me for the longest, y'all. Talking to me longer. Well, why don't you stop that meat? Stop it. I had other friends of mine that say the same thing, but not to the intensity that you can see it somewhat. But with her, I saw it. Because we've been friends for so long. When she finally went vegan, I was like, what are you doing? Your skin's glowing, your body's in better shape, you seem like everything is healthier. What are you doing? She kept telling me, Will, I'm vegan now and I intermittent fast. Tell me a little bit about your journey when it comes to fasting and eating better and veganism.
Okay, so what's this, 2023? So it's been a minute, way back when, about 2011, 2012-ish.
Right.
I just decided, because I've been the kind of person that kind of goes up and down in weight, and I wanted to find a way to be healthier and have like a sustainable long-term weight loss and maintain my weight. So I started doing some investigation and researching.
Right.
And just looking at healthy stuff. And believe it or not, I was on Netflix one day and I saw, back then it was a documentary called Food Inc. Way back, you can't even find it anymore. But that documentary literally changed my life. Today you might find one on there called What the Health. It's like that back in the day.
I think I watched that.
Yeah, that one most people are familiar with because Food Inc. is hard to find now, but that was one of the first ones that were out. And that I thought was going to help me like have a path, like, okay, this is going to tell me what to do, how to get healthy, whatever. And it left me with more questions than answers. And so that led me on a journey of discovery and trying to figure out what's going on with our food. Like, what is I'm putting in my body? And I learned that the reality is that our bodies, we can eat meat, but at the rate that we do it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, for snack, like it's way
6 meals a day now,
way too. Yeah, you got to eat all the time.
6
and
meals.
I'm like, that's a lot when I learned what it does to our bodies. And now, don't get me wrong, because I've grown up, and Will knows, he's known since I was a kid, eating everything, pork chops, ribs,
Right.
you name it. Like I like my food now. I ain't that person. I still like my food. So I ate everything. And I literally, after going on a few months, it took me months now. It wasn't overnight, but it took me months of going from one documentary to books like the China Study by Estelston. Like there's a lot of information out there. It just made me hungry for information. And at the end of my research, I made a decision because, when you know something, you can't unknow it.
Right.
I learned that there was so many diseases and issues that we think are just because we get older. It's really because of how we treat our bodies throughout our lives, not knowing that the things we put in our bodies is tearing us down slowly. Right. When I learned that, I said, the heck with this, guys. My kids were like young. I said, we're not eating meat no more. That's it. I stopped buying it. I went vegetarian overnight. Chicken, turkey, pork, it was gone. My kids was mad. My daughter was like 12 at the time, my oldest one. And she actually said, Mom, I'm going to be a vegetarian with you, which I thought was crazy, but she actually did it. My other two kids, no. But I stopped cooking meat. And it was a struggle at first, but the knowledge that I had kept me from wanting to do it.
Right.
But here's the thing, when you stop doing something for a while, your body changes, your taste buds change, and your body is in defense of itself all the time. So the things that I would have loved, like, oh, I want that chicken smell so good. Let me get a piece of that chicken. Take a bite of that chicken. It tastes exactly like what it is, which I know you guys ain't going to agree with. But I promise you, when you get away from something long enough, you
Right.
start to really taste things. My taste buds were alive.
Right.
That chicken tastes like I was chewing on his arm. It's a muscle. Like I don't want that. And so I was able to stay away from it ever since
And
because
that's what you got to. And that's what the one thing I try to get the people to understand that I'm not vegan. I'm pescatarian right now, so I do eat seafood. I mean, we fight back and forth about that because she still don't want me to eat seafood either. It's like, get that child. But you know, I still eat seafood. It's my one last guilty pleasure. I say sometime when it comes to that kind of stuff. Well, and I eat dairy sometimes and an egg, but I keep them very, very sparse. I don't indulge in a lot of eggs. Dairy, like I have, oat milk. I drink a lot of oat milk, stuff like that. So that's what.
Can you pause it?